Nice. This thing has been fighting me. I mean, non-stop. I hadn't really used it last year, you know. I was working on the 56 pretty religious, and this thing was giving me problems shifting, and then the brakes were giving me an issue. And I mean, you know, buggies are pretty cool, but you have to be willing to put in the work to have them, you know, because they break a lot. And I guess that's kind of the fun of doing it. But let me give you a kind of a walk around on this thing. It's got a little basket I made, kind of like a little truck bed, but it's got these little thumb screws that you can take off and you can pull it off. I had to modify it when I got the tri-mill exhaust. My other exhaust kind of didn't go so close to the engine. Let's see. It's a single port. Pretty stock for the most part. I wanted to be able to get gas mileage, and I wanted to be able to make it as simple as possible without less things to go wrong. Basically, it was set up for the desert. Before the kids were born, we used to do 100-mile rides out in the middle of nowhere. It was a really fun time too, I'll tell you that. I put a speedometer in it, Volkswagen Speedo. What I used there is a coffee can that fit just perfect, and the whole thing just slid right into it. And then I just riveted, I cut it at an angle and left some flanges on it, and then put some rivets on it. But we didn't really want to know how fast we were going as much as the miles. And oops, sorry. Yes, and the odometers never worked. So for whatever reason, the speedos were messed up, and I mean the miles per hour gauge works, but the odometer does not. And they're hooked up to the front tire up there, you know, like normal kind of. It's got some cutting brakes on it. You can see where my cat did a number to the seats back in the old days. Let's see what else. Fire extinguisher. This one has front brakes on it, and I put this push bar on it. Another area to hold cargo and kind of crush stuff with. It's got expanded metal on the front of it. That works out pretty good. I have another fuel tank I want to put on to give me more range. And I want to put an antenna on it with an LED light on the top. And what else do I want to do? Let me show you the roof. It actually has a roof made out of, looks like conduit brazed together, and then it has some canvas snapped all the way around it, and all I have to do is zip tie it to the roll bars on the top, and I have a roof, which is really nice for when it's super hot and you want to keep the sun off you. Makes it a little harder to get in and out of. Yeah, I got my dad's hubcap board. I got some hubcaps. This is kind of, this part of the shed was here when I bought the place. And I built the next part over. Kind of a pack rat. I got these old bikes. That one there is an old Royce Union. Like college bike. I always wanted to put a little motor in it, and it has a nice big opening for one. And then in the back there, I don't know if you can see it, I got a Katie's Bratz bike. It's kind of like got a little Springer front end on it. I always thought about putting a motor on that thing too. You know, old weed eater. Wanted to put that motor on one of Dylan's little bikes. What else going on? This is my little rail parking spot, and it works pretty good. It keeps the weather off this thing. But anyway, I got it going. I'll take you guys for a ride here in a minute. Still giving me a little bit of problem shifting. I'm trying to adjust the shifter and see if that makes a difference. But I did a little bit last night and it seemed to help. But yeah, it has a manual windshield wiper. It's got a cracked windshield, unfortunately. But yeah, I'll turn you back on here in a little bit and we'll go for a cruise. Alright, got you guys on. Let's see what happens. Hopefully I can get you a good spot here. Hopefully it don't rattle you too bad. Alright, here we go. This is nice.